Welcome everyone to another photography adventure. Today I'm out in the Shawnee National Forest of Illinois in the USA and going to try to get a picture of a really cool waterfall. So for that purpose I have headed out to Jackson Falls. I'll drop a pin in the description if anyone is in the area and wants to know where this is. But hoping for a really cool day and a really cool shot of this waterfall. So stay tuned, let's see what happens. Okay, well I guess before we get started I should probably mention something. I decided to take off on a road trip around the United States while I'm waiting for the vaccinations to come through. So what I'm gonna do is I'm starting this off by, I kind of want to go waterfall hunting. So at least the first few videos here, I'm probably gonna be trying to hunt down really cool waterfalls or just, you know, it's one of those things I've really missed due to winter. So went down south, trying to find waterfalls. Here's hoping this turns out good. But with that being said, I came across my first composition. I don't think it's actually Jackson Falls, or it might be like the West Jackson Falls or something like that. It's one of the falls in the canyon though. I came to the top of Jackson Falls and wasn't able to actually get any sort of good composition, so I'm trying to get down into the canyon, and in the process of that I came across this other waterfall. But again, was struggling with composition, so one of those, I tried to make the most of it. I'm kind of shooting like flat and like kind of sideways across the top of the waterfall and getting the water just kind of disappearing into the void. So hopefully it's turning into a really cool shot. Okay, so I guess a couple other things I need to say about this shot. I wanted to get at least a 1 second exposure of the waterfall, but due to the fact that I don't have an ND filter that fits my lens, I had to make the most of the situation. So I bumped it up to f20, and at f20 I was able to shoot at 1/10 of a second. So what I did is I then set it to continuous shooting at 10 shots and shot 10 shots. So 10 shots, 1/10 of a second should be a 1 second time. But just to make sure it worked out, I did also shoot some focus stack brackets of that. So hopefully I'll be able to get this exactly what I want. But regardless, here's the finished image and hope you enjoy. Oh, feeling really good about this trip so far. But I managed to finally make it to the bottom of this canyon. It took a little bit to find a way down, but managed to. So I'm currently at the base of the waterfall that I just shot the picture from above, and tried to get this. Yeah, this is good. I think this is going to turn out to be a just gorgeous shot. The water, it's just pouring down due to all the rain, and there's all these rocks in the bottom and just tons of little mini splashes, and I'm excited to see how this turns out after some processing. But with that being said, I tried to shoot this focus stacked again because this is one of those shots where I definitely want everything in focus. I also did the same thing with f22 and 10 bursts. Hopefully I'll be able to process this and do an awesome 1 second exposure. But regardless, here's the finished image, and I really hope you like it. Oh, it feels so good to finally have made it. So I made it to the bottom of the original Jackson Falls. I've been trying really hard to get here. This is a really windy kind of make your own trail path. There's a bunch of little paths we've been through this canyon, but kind of hard to tell which one's which sometimes because they're kind of like runoff ditches too. But I did finally find it. But unfortunately I wasn't able to film any video while shooting it. because I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but there's all these little rocks out in the stream. And I pretty much had to go rock hopping in order to get the composition I was after. So I was balancing on rocks with a tripod and trying some different focal lengths, different perspectives. I think I ended up coming up with one I really liked. It was a little bit more zoomed in, probably about somewhere between 35 and 45 millimeters, and had a couple rocks in the foreground and the waterfall in the back. There's also one really good one that I liked that was, I think it was about 15 millimeters and kind of focused more on just the waterfall and the pool. But either way, one of the two I'd assume is going to come out really good. But after a little bit of editing, I'll share those with you. And here's hoping this has been a worthwhile trip. Well, this has been an absolutely intense hike, but yeah, I needed to pause on the way back to the car from it. So decided, you know, I might as well film an outro while I'm at it. So once again, this has been the Shawnee National Forest down in southern Illinois. And yeah, I've been at Jackson Falls here. Absolutely gorgeous area. If you're down in southern Illinois, would definitely recommend checking this out. I've been down to this general area a few times, and this is probably one of my favorite spots I've seen so far, so I guess that says something good about it. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the pictures, and if you want to see any more content like this, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And if you want to follow me on Instagram and see how the road trip is going, definitely the link for that is in the description. So either way, hopefully you're out shooting some good photography, and yeah, with that, have fun, and I will see you later.